I was not gonna say anything about this because this really makes me angry. And I try to be an informative channel and not too much of one that emotionally drains you. But I looked on 4 different news things, for my morning news, to get you guys and get myself up because I don't watch the news. And this popped up every time, so I guess I'm being told I need to talk about this. All right, men shot by Rittenhouse can't be called victims during trial, but rioters, looters are okay, the judge rules. And and you know that the people he shot were black, right? And so I need you guys to understand when we talk about racism and systematic injustice, this is what we're talking about. Because they dehumanize black people. They dehumanize. And he said including 2 who died. So someone's family members died and he killed them. And you can't call them human beings. You can't call them victims. They're not allowed to be called victims because they were looting. Because they were taking property, they no longer were human. But I have never in all of my almost 40 years seen them do this with white people. And that really pisses me off. And what pisses me off even more is that there's so many people out there that want to take a blind eye to this. You know what I'm saying? It would be different if this was something that was done to every race, every looter, anybody, if they were no longer able to be called a victim. But they're not. It is not. The 3 men Kyle Rittenhouse shot during a protest against police brutality in Wisconsin can be labeled rioters, looters, or arsonists if the teenager defense team has evidence to support the characterization. But they shouldn't be called victims. The judge in his murder trial ruled this week. The decision was among the grounds to rule. I'm sorry. Rittenhouse, 18, was charged with homicide and attempted homicide after he fatally shot Joseph Anthony and wounded Gage. Those aren't even black names. I gotta look this up. And because I could have sworn they were black. During protests that followed the shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man, by white police officers. He had pleaded not guilty to all charges and is free on bond. He had a made for military AR-15. And he went to the demonstrations. He loaded himself up with a gun and went to the demonstrations. He wanted to kill people. He wanted to kill people. His whole purpose and point was to kill people. And he did. And now he's saying, now the judge ruled that we can't call the people he killed victims. He went there with the sole purpose to kill people. Black people. But people like to say there's no systematic. Well, they were. I don't care. If a black person were to see that thing going down on January 6th, got a military, made for military AR-15 and went up there and started picking off white folks, y'all would have a problem with that. And I bet you they will call them victims over all channels. They would be victims. They wouldn't be rioters. They wouldn't be looters. They wouldn't be insurgents. They wouldn't even be terrorists. They're fighting to not be called that now. They would be victims. I really don't want to spend too much time on this. So, all right, you guys. Y'all have a blessed day.